You meet your 13-year-old self, but you can only tell them 3 words. What do you say and why?
Don't forget about.
Don't smoke, dumbass.
Don't smoke cigarettes.
Pretty sure with 3 German words you could write a short story.
Die Bart, die.
Mom kills herself. My only regret is how I dealt with the years of lead up. 13 would have been early enough for me to have made a difference, maybe.
Keep making music.
Give Mum love. She would pass away a year later.
Hug Dad more.
I feel that holy poo. Here's what I'd do. First I'd show him my college ID pic that I took at 18 years old. I'm 23 now, so the image looks enough like me and him for him to understand and believe who I am. Then I'd shout slowly but as loud as I can. Dad Pankin 2017. Hopefully he'd look up what Pankin is, and see that it refers to pancreatic cancer. 2017 is the year he got diagnosed with stage 4. He died 2 years later, but if we had checked even earlier we might have detected it sooner and at a smaller stage, he may have survived. I was 13 in 2012, so I'd have 5 years to make a difference. Hope I was smart enough at 13 where if this scenario had occurred I could have done something about it.
Don't marry Jeff.
Why? I'm a good guy.
Get brother help.
This sounds so sad to me. Whatever this means, I'm sorry.
Brush your teeth. Can I show them my teeth as well? My 13-year-old self wouldn't give a feck what my 30-year-old self says unless I give physical examples.
Tim dies young, so that I would make every moment I spent with him count, and I never would have abandoned him. He's gone over 30 years now. I am 61 and I still wake up crying. I read back then that it takes half the time you know someone to forget them. I promised myself that would never happen. I am sorry, Tim, we were little children when we first became friends. I am a grown man now and I think of you and miss you every single day. I don't even know what to say about the response to this I am seeing just now. How nice. Yes, my story is real. I have posted about it before, how I have 3 different types of dreams where I am with Tim. In one, I know right from the beginning that he is gone. In these I weep until I wake. The second type is where it is during the dream. You know how a dream seems to last hours but really it is a relatively short period. When we are just playing or fishing, we were on the cover of the Long Island Fisherman when we were young boys. I, being able to drive when we got a bit older, would take Tim out fishing even though I pretty much hated fishing, but I loved Tim. Whatever it is we are doing in the dream it will suddenly hit me that he is gone. I wake from these and just sit and cry, still after all these years. These are the worst of the 3. In the third type, I hang out with Tim all day, or night. It is not until after I wake I know he is gone. You know how something during the day something will trigger the memory of the dream you had the night before? Well, that happens at any time. I could be in a business meeting and just a word, or an image will bring the dream back. While those are the best of the 3 for me, most times I have to excuse myself from whatever it is I am doing. About 33 years now, and I sit and cry when I think of him. When I see 2 old friends meet, sometimes in a video here on Reddit, I sit and cry because I so often get a feeling that I am going to turn around and he is going to be standing there, but I know that is never going to happen. As I said, we were little boys who became longtime friends, not knowing it would not be long enough. We had the same life, as in no parents, sometimes no home, yes, even as boys. We've lived together and always made sure each other had a roof to sleep under. Our friends' parents were great, they really were. They always invited us for dinner on holidays, but, it is hard to explain, we always felt like we were outside a window looking in on a loving family. Tim and I would spend Thanksgiving with each other, from when we were boys, till young adulthood, and we would split a turkey hero, sort of as a joke. I have a loving family of my own now, still though, I continued eating a turkey hero for many years. Thank you for the kindness.
I lost my best friend at 9 years old and still think about him every week. I'm 32.
Don't trade Charizard.
I wish I still knew where my holographic Charizard card was crying.
Listen to Dad. My mum was batpoo insane and alienated her kids from Dad. Would have saved me a lot of tears had I never trusted her.
Are you my sister? My mom tried her damnedest to brainwash my sister and I into thinking my dad was an awful human being. She was successful in that with me until she kicked me out of the house at, freshly, 19, in the middle of the night with no money and nowhere to go. I quickly learned that she was projecting. My dad and stepmom are absolutely wonderful people who put up with so much poo from me. I'm grateful for them, their love and their forgiveness every single day.
Don't date ____________.
This was mine too. My first relationship was a whole PTSD experience, and though I learned a lot from it, it still haunts me.
Don't do heroin. ETA. I'm doing quite well. Better than I deserve TBH. Just 20 years behind where I would have been. But it's all good. Wouldn't trade what I have for anything.
Grinning, brush your teeth.
Yes. Not because my teeth are horrible, but I could have avoided a lot of unnecessary dental work if I had just taken better care of my teeth.
I wish I could say I'd phrase out investing in Bitcoin like others, but ultimately I'd tell myself. Floor, call 911. And #X200B. My mom was asleep on the couch when I was 16. I woke up in the middle of the night and she had fallen off the couch and onto the floor. I woke my sister up and we thought nothing of it, so we helped her back up and she fell back to sleep. My sister woke up at like 7 a.m. and my mom was essentially unresponsive on the couch, pulse, etc. but unresponsive. Turns out she had a stroke in her sleep due to an aneurysm. She was paralyzed on the entire left side of her body and had to relearn basically everything from scratch. Her life was never the same and she suffered from a myriad of health issues for the next 25 years of her life and ultimately succumbed to cancer 2 years ago. While it's not about me, my life essentially completely changed from that moment forward and has shaped who I am today, spiteful, vengeful, complete nutcase, etc. Anyways, I'd try and tell my younger self to call 911 and maybe things would be different for her. Stay in school.
Nat has herpes.
Can you imagine? A portal from the future rends the fabric of reality. You see yourself aged and stressed, expecting the most profound moment of your life, and Nat has herpes.
Not only that, it's the genital kind too.
Wear a condom.
What's the kid's name? Enjoy your childhood.
I love you. Nobody else was saying it to me and meaning it. Invest Amazon 2003.
You heavily invest in the Amazon rainforest only to have 70% of it destroyed by 2030. You are destitute.
Talk to people.
Tell someone please. He would know what that means and I think it would save us from years of heartache.
You brain injured. I was and didn't find out until I was 48.
Exercise, socialize, study.
Talk about drowning. When I was 12, I almost died in a riptide on a trip with a friend's family. The family I was with told my parents it was nothing, afraid of lawsuit perhaps, and told me that they had told them the whole story. Basically, the lifeguard saved me at the last minute, and the riptides were so bad the beach was shut down for days afterwards. But my parents never knew a lifeguard had to save and were told I got scared and overreacted. The PTSD from almost dying, I had given up and was dying when the lifeguard reached me, led to depression and DUs as a teen. If my parents had known I truly gave up and thought I was dying and was okay with it, they would have gotten me therapy and my whole life would have been different. Edit to add. I'm simply answering the question asked: what would you say to a younger version of yourself and why? I don't dwell on this. I figured it out in my 20s, talked to my parents, they were shocked about the real story, talked to a therapist and am doing great. I lost some formative years there but came out okay. Thank you to everyone who has shared their own stories. I've read them all and given the update. And thank you for all the kind words and support.
You have ADHD. Spent most of my life thinking I was crazy and a special kind of broken. It turned out to be just garden variety ADHD. I was only diagnosed at 26. People love you. Those times were rough.
It gets better.
Leave Jehovah's Witnesses. Those 3 words would have the biggest positive impact on my life. Even more than crypto or COVID.
He's a predator. About my then 23-year-old boyfriend, for obvious reasons. Edit. Thank you everyone for the kind responses. It means a lot. Beating hard if you have kids, please love and care for them unconditionally. Never let abandonment be an option. Trauma doesn't make children unlovable. And if you were also an SAW survivor, please know it was never your fault.
Bitcoin hits 50K.
This is the most useful Bitcoin advice on here. Just telling me to buy it, I'd have ended up cashing out at $100.
Get that beer. I didn't stop for a beer on my way home. I was hit by a dump truck and paralyzed. If I stopped the truck and I wouldn't be there.
Ha ha, you gay. You aren't fat. Thanks for the awards, my friends. I do hope this thread is seen by someone who is still young and is starting to have body issues. Or someone who is being told they have weight issues by the very same people who are supposed to love you. You're perfect. If you feel the need to improve yourself for health reasons or just because you want to, go through it. Doing it for any other reason than for yourself never results in true happiness.
Incest in Bitcoin.
Oh, please leave that typo.
Thank you for watching. We upload new videos every day, so be sure to come back for more fun. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video.